Recently, I made a video on why it's really important to put yourself first with the law of attraction. And I got some responses from a few people on a really good question, which is that, well, shouldn't we help people who are less fortunate or people who are suffering? Shouldn't we help our kids? Aren't there instances where sacrificing for another person is beneficial? And if so, doesn't that violate the idea that you should always put yourself first? And so I'd love to answer this question because it's a really good one. So today I'm going to do just that. All right, first, to quickly summarize the point of the other video on putting yourself first. Putting yourself first is important because when you put yourself first, your reality puts you first. And in addition to that, when you put yourself first, you're always operating on what puts you in the highest level of resonance, what makes you feel good. And when you're always operating from feeling good, you're a benefit to everyone around you. When you put yourself second, however, in other words, my feeling good is not as important as this person's need to feel good. The second we do that, we lower our vibration. So reality puts us second and things start not going very well for us. And also we start projecting lower vibrational energy, which affects everyone around us negatively. So putting yourself second always puts you in a position when you interact with people, you're not really benefiting them. So it always benefits you and everyone in your reality for you to put yourself first. All right, so here's a great question. And I'll just speak of it in the first person because I'm a mom, right? I have kids, right? And so some of the things that I do are for my kids. Sometimes I don't necessarily do something that I would love to do because I'm doing something for my kids. Does that violate the rule of always putting yourself first? No, it doesn't. Not necessarily. It can, but not necessarily, because there's no blanketed rule here on what decisions you make in your life are going to put you first or second. Sometimes you may be put in front of somebody and feel called to help. Sometimes you may be dealing with a person that you want to take a time out for. So if you're dealing with something like if you're a mom and you have kids and it would make you feel better to sit down with your kids and read them a bedside story than to ignore them and go do something else a little bit more selfish, well, in that situation, you're putting yourself first because this option, reading to my kids, feels better to me right now than this option, watching my reality television show. Okay? So when that happens, really everything's aligned. I'm being called to do this. I actually want to do this. So doing things for other people it absolutely can be a sign that you are putting yourself first. The thing to understand is you're doing it because you're considering how you feel. I'm not doing this because I'm trying to make this other person feel better and I know in the process I'm gonna suffer. Because as soon as we're doing that, we are putting ourselves second. But instead, rather, I'm doing this because you know what, I love my kids and I wanna take care of them and I enjoy being with them and I wanna spend my time with them. That's an instance of putting yourself first. So just because you're helping somebody doesn't mean that you're putting yourself second. What will indicate whether or not you're putting yourself second is whether or not you believe you're suffering because of what you're doing.